Hello guys, welcome to .NET Word by DT. In this video we are going to see partial view concept with practical example and some of interview questions. So let's start. First we are going to see what is meant by a partial view. So a partial view is a small part of a page or a small markup that we can reuse in view. Means it is a small HTML markup page that we can use in a multiple view. Okay, so there are three ways by which we can render this partial view. First one is @HTML.partial in bracket partial view name. Second one @HTML.render partial in bracket partial view name. And third one @HTML.render action in bracket action name. So as you can see here, these three methods are start with the symbol. Means we are using a razor view engine. Okay, so let's start executing partial view. For that you have to open a Visual Studio and create MVC project in that. Okay, here I have created one and give it a name employee app. Okay, so for creating partial view you just have to open a view folder. Inside that click right on shared folder and just go to add new item, web, and then partial page. Okay, just give name to your partial page. You can give any name according to your project. Here I am giving a test partial. As you can see, partial view name start with the underscore. Okay, then click on add. Once you click on add, a partial view page get created. So basically when we use this partial view, so at the time when we require the same page to use multiple times on a different view. For example, links and grid view that we required number of times for a different view, so we use partial view for that. Okay, so in this page I am simply going to write a one single text, that is, this is partial view. Okay, and I am going to render this partial view into my main view which is in controller. Okay, for that we need to create one controller. Just right click it, go to add and controller, select an empty controller, click on add and just give a name to your controller. Here I am giving my controller and click on add. Okay, as you can see my controller get created with index method. Okay, so for creating a view, just right click your index method, click on add view, click on add. Okay, index is the name of my view and just click on add. Okay, so this view get created for my controller, and this is my partial view. In that I have just write the simple text. Okay, that is, this is partial view. Now I need to render this partial view into this index view. So we can do this with the help of these three methods. Okay, so here we are using our first method, that is @HTML.partial. Okay, and in bracket partial view name, that is test partial. Okay, once you execute this you will get the output like this. Okay, so just speed up the process, I saved it. Okay, now we are going to execute our second method, that is @HTML.render partial. and in bracket partial view name. Okay, so just execute it. @HTML dot render partial and in bracket partial view name, that is test partial. Okay, so as you can see, this method is showing me an error. So what's that error? That cannot implicitly convert type void to object, means this method return a void. Okay, so if you get a question in interview like what is the difference between HTML.partial and HTML.render partial, so the answer is HTML partial returns HTML string and HTML.render partial returns void. Okay, so this method render void, so means we have to put this in a bracket. Okay, and it is returning something, means it is returning void, means we have to provide it a semicolon. Okay, now just when you execute it, it will give you output like this. Okay, as you can see, this is my main view which is having a name index, and in that index I have just rendered my first view using HTML.partial method. Okay, this is partial view. Then using the second method, that is @HTML.render partial, we just render the same view. Okay, you can render different partial view as well. Okay, inside the same main view. Now we are going to render our third view using the third method. Okay, so what is that? That is @HTML.render action in bracket action name. Okay, so here the difference is we are going to pass action name into the render action. So for that we need to create one action method inside our controller. So I just create one action method. Okay, and give it a name demo, and here we are returning a partial view. Okay, as you can see here, I have created one action method. Inside that method I am just returning a partial view. Okay, so which partial view we are returning? That is test partial. Okay, now we are going to write our third method, that is @HTML dot render action in bracket action name. So demo is my action name. Okay, once you execute this, you will get the output like this. Okay, so do you get that? Inside the main view, that is index, I rendered three methods. First using @HTML.partial, second one @HTML.render partial, and third one @HTML.render action. Okay guys, so thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, like and share it. Thank you.